My name is Sarah, and I am alive today to tell a story that could have ended very differently. I came to Colorado chasing a dream, one that I had carried in my heart for years. I had seen pictures of the rugged trails, the snowy peaks, the endless forests stretching into the horizon, and I promised myself that one day I would come here to climb, to feel what it meant to stand face to face with the immensity of nature. When I finally booked my trip, I thought I was ready. I thought I was strong enough, skilled enough, and prepared enough. But the mountains have a way of humbling you, of teaching lessons in ways that no book or video ever could. I arrived in Colorado in early autumn. The mornings were crisp, the skies clear, and though there was already snow higher up, the lower trails still carried the colors of fall. I packed carefully. A sturdy backpack, survival gear, food rations, extra layers of clothing, a small stove, and of course my phone with GPS. I wasn't reckless. I had researched the trail endlessly, checked weather forecasts, and even left my itinerary with a friend back home. I believed I had done everything right. The first day on the trail was bliss. The air tasted so pure that it felt like I was breathing life itself. Every step took me higher, deeper into a wilderness that seemed untouched. The sound of the wind in the trees, the distant cry of a hawk, the crunch of dirt and rock under my boots. It was exactly the kind of experience I had dreamed of. I set up camp by a stream, boiled water, and watched the stars scatter across the sky. That night I felt invincible, like the mountains had accepted me. But nature doesn't ask for permission, and it doesn't bend to your plans. The second day, clouds began to gather. First I thought little of it. Mountain weather changes quickly, and I had extra layers and rain gear. But by the afternoon, the sky had turned a heavy, leaden gray. The wind picked up, biting at my skin even through my jacket. Then came the snow, thick, heavy flakes that swallowed the trail almost instantly. The ground that had been solid and clear that morning disappeared beneath white, erasing every marker, every footprint. I tried to use my phone to check the GPS, but there was no signal. No map, no guide, just endless snow. Panic whispered at the edges of my mind, but I forced myself to keep moving. I told myself, you've trained for this. You know what to do. I found a cluster of pines and used fallen branches to fashion a crude shelter. It wasn't much, but it kept the worst of the wind away. I melted snow in my stove for water, ate a protein bar and tried to rest. But the sound of the storm surrounded me, howling, endless, and the cold crept into my bones no matter how tightly I wrapped myself. That was only the beginning. The storm lasted longer than I expected. Hours turned into a full day. My food supply was limited, and though I rationed carefully, the constant cold devoured my energy. I had to keep moving to stay warm, but every step in the deepening snow drained me. I began to leave marks on the trees, simple slashes with my knife, so that if rescuers came looking, they might trace my path. It gave me a sense of purpose, a small anchor against the fear rising inside me. Nights were the hardest. Darkness in the mountains is not like darkness anywhere else. It is complete, swallowing, filled with sounds that play tricks on your mind. I would hear branches crack and imagine animals watching me. I would see shapes moving in the shadows, only to realize it was my own fear. I talked to myself constantly, whispering words of encouragement, reminding myself of my family, my friends, the life waiting for me if I just held on. On the third day, my body began to protest. My legs ached, my lips cracked, my fingers were raw from the cold. I tried to build better shelters, layering branches and covering myself with snow for insulation. I drank melted snow, though it was never enough to quench the gnawing thirst. Hunger gnawed at me too, but I forced myself to eat small pieces of food, stretching what little I had left. Every moment was a negotiation between despair and determination. What kept me going more than anything was hope. I told myself over and over, "They are looking for you. Don't stop. Don't give up." I thought of my mother's voice, my father's laughter, my best friend's smile. I imagined their faces, their warmth, their belief in me. Each memory became a spark, keeping me from collapsing into the snow and letting the cold take me. By the fourth day I was weak. My legs trembled with every step. My vision blurred at times, and I knew my body was reaching its limit. I stumbled often, falling into the snow, each time fighting the urge to stay down because getting up felt impossible. But something deep inside me, something primal, refused to surrender. I clung to the marks I left on the trees, as if each one was a promise. I was here. I am alive. Join me. And then, when I thought I could go no further, it happened. The sound came faint at first, a low thrum in the distance. At first I thought it was the wind playing tricks again. But then it grew louder, steadier, a sound that didn't belong to the wilderness. My heart leapt. I staggered into a clearing, waving my arms, screaming with every ounce of strength I had left. Above me, through a break in the clouds, I saw it. A helicopter. Tears froze on my cheeks as I screamed. I'm here! I'm here! I waved my jacket, stumbled, and fell into the snow, but I didn't care. The helicopter circled, and then it turned, hovering closer. They had seen me. Against all odds, they had found me. When the rescuers pulled me into that helicopter, I felt a rush of relief so overwhelming that I sobbed uncontrollably. My body was broken, exhausted, but my spirit was alive. I had made it. I had survived. Looking back now, I understand that survival is not just about preparation or strength. It's about willpower. It's about refusing to let go when every part of you is screaming to give up. It's about remembering that you are not alone, even in the deepest wilderness, because the people you love live inside you, carrying you forward when your own strength fades. The mountains gave me more than I ever expected. They gave me fear, pain, and cold, yes. But they also gave me clarity, resilience, and a reminder of the fragile beauty of life. I went there to conquer a trail, but in truth it was the mountains that conquered me. And in that conquest they revealed who I truly am.